textbook projects. The first thing that you're going to want to do is come in and click this Collapse All button, and then you will see your Word folder. If you click on that, it will open up the 3 different modules we're going to be doing. We'll click on Word Module 1. Right below that, you will see that you have a textbook project. We are going to be using the textbook to complete the textbook project. So the textbook will step through, step by step, what you need to do to complete the flyer washing hands. So we're going to click on this textbook project first. That will bring us to an introduction here. You'll see you have 3 chances of 3 attempts. We'll click the Start button. This will start you on step 1 of 2. The first section here is the reading. It will just download module 1 of the Word onto whatever computer you're using at that time. You do not need to do that. It is not necessary because we have our electronic textbook other places. We are going to click the Start file. It will download that for us, and we're going to click the Support file for it to download that. Sometimes this will pop up on your screen. Sometimes they just go into the Downloads folder. Okay, we're going to click the Continue button here. When you have completed your project in Microsoft Word, you'll save it. You'll come back here. You'll click here to load your file and see the results. But for right now, what I want us to do is just click and drag over this file name. Right-click and choose Copy. And then we're going to click on the X to get out of this part of our MindTap and come back to the outline version. Now I will show you where we can click open our electronic textbook. This is module 1, creating and modifying a flyer. So these are the different parts of the module. You can hyperlink with that to go to whatever page you need to go to. But as you work through this, you will see that there are orange rectangles that will give you step-by-step directions as to where you need to click and what you need to do. So you can start over here on WD1-4 to adjust the margins. So you'll have your Microsoft Word document open on part of your screen, your electronic textbook opened up on another part of your screen, or if you have access to a second computer or a second screen, you can use that. Also, you can download the Cengage app onto a phone or a tablet and use your textbook through that, and then just have your computer screen to do all of your Microsoft Office work. Okay, so we've adjusted our margins to our project, and you just go through all of these step by step and you will have to scroll down some to see all of the directions for certain pages. So make sure you do that. Okay, we've completed our project, and so let's say that we are going to save it. Okay, so it keeps telling you to move this away. Okay, so you would just go into File and Save, and then when you get ready to put the file name in, you can just click where it says the file name. You can right-click and choose Paste, or you can Control-V to paste in that file name that we got from the MindTap originally. Okay, so once we're done with that, we've saved it off screen and everything, then we'll come back and we'll click on our Module 1 flyer. That's not what we wanted to do. We want to click on our textbook project up here. And then we're going to click the Start button again. And then here's where you can click to import your file. So here's my file with my correct file name. You'll get a green check mark here that says it's ready to submit. You can submit it. And then once it's submitted, you will see a button to view your reports. And when you view your reports, they will show up in a Microsoft Word document. And let me stop sharing this screen so that then I can share this screen with you. Okay, so here's your report. I would suggest not to do the enable editing. That will just help in identifying which document you're working with, because what you're going to do is you're going to have your Word document opened up that you just created and submitted, and then you'll be going back and forth between it and this report. So it says that I missed something here. My guess is it's a spelling error or a spacing error or something like that. I've left off a comma somewhere or something. So I go through, I read my mistakes, I go to my document, I change those things to hopefully get a better score the next time I submit it. If you scroll on down to the end, you will see the actual flyer that you submitted, and there will be a little sections over here that'll have comments next to them, and that's usually where you've made a mistake or you know, you've done something incorrectly, and so it's wanting you to change that. So, all right, I'll go ahead and close out of this. I'm going to close out of my Microsoft Word. So I've completed my updates. I've changed what I want to change, and then I would just come back into my MindTap, and you will probably have to log back in again when you get to this point, because most of the time it takes you long enough period that it times you out and it kicks you out. So just be aware of that. So we'll go ahead and click the Word. You go back to your textbook project, and the same thing to go in and upload that. So you start. You'd click here to upload that second one, and then you'd get your second report, and you can download that. Some people like to put that report on their phone or their tablet. And then they have their whole screen to look at for their projects. Okay, so I'm going to close out of this. Once you have the textbook project done, then you will see down here that you also have another SAM project. The big thing that's the difference there is you don't have a textbook to follow through. So we'll click the Start button here. Again, you will have an instruction file. So instead of the textbook, you'll have this instruction file. You will have a start file, but this start file actually has data already entered into it. So you're just really going to be making changes and making the adjustments that we've learned about in Module 1. You also have a support file, so you need to make sure that you get that downloaded as well. Okay, so here is our start file, or our instruction file. So this is a file name that you are given when it is downloaded, except it says your actual first name and your last name there. What you need to do is go in, click on the file name, and it will highlight the whole thing in blue. You just click another time, and then click right there by that number 1, backspace, or delete that out, and then put in your number 2 for that. Okay, so here's your step-by-step instruction. So you go in, you change the office document theme. If you can't remember where that was or how to do that, then you go into the textbook project, or I'm sorry, you go into the electronic textbook on page 1 where there's that table of contents. You can scroll down and find where it talks about textbook. I'm sorry, where it talks about document themes, changing document themes. So you can go through that way and do make your changes here. If you don't um, if you don't have the two screens, or if you're having to share, then you just might be better off going back and forth. Some people do, like once they get finished with this, they'll like to highlight or something so that helps them find their place better, a little bit better the next time. Okay, so you go through all of that. Once all of those are done, then it does show you what the end document should look like. So hopefully yours is going to be close to that. Again, once you have it saved, then you're going to be ready to go back and